Hi, this is a quick video I hope about a production company which has a pretty amazing output going back decades, actually probably going back almost now a century. Over the years they've done all kinds of movies. They've done, as well as the animation they're of course obviously world famous for, they've also done live action. And many of those live action films still stand up now. And I think a few of them probably even a little bit underrated. But what they've done is quite amazing. You know, their track record is pretty phenomenal when you look at it and when you think about it. Disney, who I'm talking about, is possibly one of the biggest production companies in the world. Again, yeah, most famous of course for their animations. Going back of course to, was it the 1930s, late 1930s or something, when, or was it early 1940s, with Snow White, Seven Dwarfs. Yeah, but going back all that way to those early ones, they're famous of course for them. Yeah, all the animated features. All the way up to the modern ones which they've done, of course Toy Story and Lion King, their last hand-painted animated feature, before they moved more into computer animation, often of course teaming up with Pixar, which of course they now do on a regular basis, but they do still do their own thing. Case in point, Frozen, which was, I just realised this a little while after I went to see it back in 2013. Yeah, that was not a Disney Pixar movie, it was purely a Disney film. Because of course there were a lot more musical moments in it. There are none in Toy Story, because Pixar don't think do that. But Disney by themselves, they do a lot of musical moments in their movies. And yeah, Frozen had that, but they weren't that bad, you know, I did actually quite like them. And it really added to the movie, so yeah, and Frozen, well, I mean the merchandise for Frozen still sells now, and it's still big now. And I have not seen merchandise being as successful like that. I haven't seen well-beating merchandise like that since Star Wars, and of course Disney now own Star Wars. So yeah, they're out, and Frozen was of course brilliant, and there's Frozen 2 now, which is also brilliant. But yeah, their output over the years has been absolutely incredible. They also gave me my all-time favourite movie, not animation, The Sixth Sense. That's live action. A live action movie, a horror movie. So they certainly have a broad scope, don't they, Disney? And just a little while ago, I remembered the Disney movies the movies that Disney did, which featured a certain famous little Volkswagen Beetle car. Yeah, remember the Love Bug? Yeah, Herbie. They did 4 of them. And I saw one recently on DVD. I found it in a cheap section in our local CX store. Yeah. And I took a look at it and it was alright. It was Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo. Yeah, they did the Love Bug, Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo, Herbie Goes Bananas, and Herbie Rides Again. Herbie Rides Again was actually the second one. Yeah, then Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo, which was third, and then Herbie Goes Bananas. So you know, they did a few of them. They also did branch out into science fiction when they did The Black Hole. I've been trying to find a copy of that. It's pretty difficult to get hold of that, as that's become a bit of a rarity. But I remember that very well. And it was a really decent movie. You know, there was not a lot wrong with it. It was a great effort, really good piece. Yeah, starred Robert Forster, and Anthony Perkins made an appearance in it as well. and it had some really famous scenes in it, like the boulder that's going through that tunnel, and it had that wonderful robot in it, Vincent, with the, the rotating it, and of course the bad robot, Maximilian, which was a pretty scary robot, I think. With its whirling three-fingered metal hand, it was like, wow. So yeah, Black Hole was really decent. So they've done quite a bit, really. For yeah, they branched out into so much. So they really are quite. We're not underrated, but I don't think there are many out there who realise just how much they've actually done over the decades, over time, throughout the years, really. So I think they deserve the fullest congratulations for number one, for lasting so long, and for giving the world some really great movies. And they're still doing so now, which I think says a hell of a lot about Disney Studios. So I think Walt Disney would be really proud. Probably is. So yeah, I say good for him, and my guess is, well, maybe even his family is probably still running the studio now. Who's to know? But yeah, well done, Disney. A great 100 years of, well, nearly 100 years of really fine movies, and well, I suppose here's to the next 100 years for Disney. Thanks. See you later. Bye.